coffee. Over 2 billion cups are enjoyed every single day. But here's the thing. The coffee you drink every morning is just one tiny chapter in a much bigger story. Because around the world, people drink coffee with eggs, butter, salt, cheese, even coffee that's been pooped out by a cat. Yup. Today, we're traveling across the globe to discover the most fascinating coffee traditions, from the everyday classics to drinks that sound completely made up, but are very, very real. And trust me, by the end of this video, your regular cappuccino might suddenly feel a little boring. Italy. If coffee had a birthplace for modern cafe culture, Italy would be it. Espresso isn't a type of bean, it's a brewing method. Hot water is forced through finely ground coffee under high pressure, creating a tiny but incredibly concentrated shot. It takes around 30 seconds to make, and around 3 seconds for Italians to finish drinking it while standing at the cafe counter. Seriously, in many Italian cafes, sitting down actually costs more than standing. Japan. Now travel east, and coffee becomes two completely opposite obsessions. On one side, siphon coffee, a glass chamber, a Bunsen burner, and a brew time timed almost like a science experiment. Some Kiseten cafes have been perfecting the same cup for over 50 years. Nobody's rushing. On the other side, Japan is also home to over 2 million vending machines, many of which serve hot, canned coffee in under 10 seconds. So really, Japan didn't choose between slow and fast coffee. It just decided to be the best at both. France and Australia. Now add milk, and things get surprisingly territorial. The French café au lait is brewed coffee with steamed milk. The Australian flat white is espresso with silky microfoam. One feels like breakfast. The other feels like someone spent 6 months learning latte art. And don't ever tell an Australian that a flat white is just a latte. You'll start an international incident. India. Head south to India, and coffee becomes an art form. South Indian filter coffee is brewed slowly using a metal filter, producing a rich decoction. It's mixed with hot milk and sugar, then poured dramatically between 2 steel tumblers. It isn't just for cooling. That pouring creates foam while blending everything together. And honestly, half the taste comes from watching someone who's perfected the pour. Turkey. Turkish coffee isn't filtered at all. Finely ground coffee is simmered in a small copper pot called a cezve. Everything goes into the cup, including the grounds, which means the last sip can feel a little crunchy. But here's the fun part. Many people flip the cup upside down after drinking it, and someone reads the leftover coffee grounds to predict the future. Imagine finishing your coffee only to hear, "I see promotion," and also someone who owes you money. The Middle East. Stay in the region, but the ritual changes completely. Arabic kahwa is coffee brewed with cardamom, often poured from a long-beaked pot called a dalla. It's light, fragrant, and served in tiny handleless cups, filled only halfway. Why? Because hospitality means your host keeps refilling it, again and again. The only way to say "I'm done" isn't with words. You gently shake the cup side to side. Forget that, and you might be drinking kahwa for the next 3 hours. Greece. In Greece, one accidental invention became a national favorite. The frappe was reportedly created when someone couldn't find hot water, so they shook instant coffee with cold water instead. The result? A frothy iced coffee that became the country's summer obsession. Proof that sometimes the best recipes begin with, "Well, this wasn't the plan." Vietnam. Now things start getting interesting. Vietnamese egg coffee looks like dessert, because it almost is. Egg yolks are whipped with condensed milk until they become light and creamy. Then they're poured over strong coffee. It tastes more like tiramisu than scrambled breakfast. If someone served it without telling you what was inside, you'd probably ask for another. Mexico. In Mexico, coffee comes with spice. Café de olla is brewed with cinnamon and unrefined cane sugar called piloncillo. Sometimes cloves or orange peel are added too. Instead of tasting bitter, it feels warm, comforting, and almost festive. It's basically coffee wearing a cozy winter sweater. Finland?
Ready for something unexpected? In parts of Finland and Sweden, people put cubes of squeaky cheese into coffee. It's called kaffeost. The cheese softens, absorbs the coffee, and becomes surprisingly delicious. The first person who suggested this probably sounded completely insane, until everyone tried it. Tibet. High in the Himalayas, coffee, or sometimes tea, is mixed with yak butter and salt. The butter provides calories, the salt replaces minerals, and the drink helps people survive freezing temperatures. Would it taste strange on a tropical beach? Probably. At 4,000 meters above sea level? It makes perfect sense. Indonesia. And now, the world's most controversial coffee. Kopi Luwak. Wild civets eat ripe coffee cherries. The beans pass through their digestive system, are collected, cleaned thoroughly, roasted, and eventually brewed. Some cups cost over $100. Supporters say digestion changes the flavor. Critics argue many civets are now kept in poor conditions for commercial production. So if you ever want to try Kopi Luwak, look for ethically sourced beans, because good coffee should never come at the expense of animals. From tiny Italian espresso shots to Japan's obsession with both perfect precision and instant convenience. From Arabic kawa, poured cup after cup after cup, to creamy Vietnamese egg coffee. From Ethiopian ceremonies to cheese floating in Finnish coffee. One simple drink has evolved into hundreds of traditions. And somehow, every country is convinced they make it the right way. So here's the question. Which one would you actually try? And which one is an instant absolutely not? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed traveling the world through food, subscribe, because we've got many more global food adventures coming soon. See you in the next one.